Hey there watch enthusiasts, welcome back to the Steady Ticker. I'm Joe, one of your go-to friends when it comes to all things about luxury watches, and with me is
Joel, your other go-to friend who's also passionate about luxury watches. For this episode we have a captivating topic to tackle, one that's been making waves in the watchmaking community lately. You must have already guessed it from the title of this video. That's right, we're going to talk about TAG Heuer and its recent struggles in the watch industry.
Don't get us wrong though, TAG Heuer is undeniably a legendary name with a rich heritage in the world of Swiss watchmaking, known for their bold designs, precision and long-standing associations with motorsports. TAG Heuer has been a go-to brand for many watch enthusiasts and racing enthusiasts alike.
Absolutely, Joe. TAG Heuer has produced some iconic timepieces over the years, capturing the essence of speed and precision. But as of late, there have been some rumblings within the industry and whispers among collectors, suggesting that TAG Heuer might be facing some challenges.
Exactly. In today's video, we'll delve into the reasons behind TAG Heuer's recent struggles, exploring the shifts in the watch market, the rise of competitors, and even the changing tastes of consumers. We'll also touch upon the brand's response and their efforts to adapt to this evolving landscape.
Well, isn't that exciting? I'm thrilled to share my thoughts and insights on this matter. TAG Heuer has always held a special place in my heart, and it's essential to examine the current state of the brand while keeping an eye on its future.
That's right, Joel. Our goal today is not to criticize TAG Heuer, but to have an open and honest discussion about the challenges they face, the opportunities that lie ahead, and how this might impact the watch collectors and enthusiasts around the globe.
Let's get right into it.
Our first point of discussion is what we like to call the marketing flop. So here's a story. I want to take you back to a time when I was in elementary school. My dad was a huge racing fan, and our flat would be filled with the noise of motorsports every weekend during the season. TAG Heuer's logo stood out to me back then. It seemed like almost the entire racetrack was blasted with it, on the cars, the signage, and even the timetable during the race.
Oh, I can totally relate to that. I remember the thrill of watching those races and how the TAG Heuer logo became synonymous with high-end motorsports and the fast-paced world of racing. It had this aura of precision and adrenaline that drew me in, even as a kid.
Right? So when I tried to find out more about mechanical watches, the first thing I saw from TAG Heuer was their ad featuring Cara Delevingne with the hashtag "Don't Crack Under Pressure." Now, don't get me wrong, I think Cara Delevingne is incredible, but I couldn't quite grasp the connection between her and what TAG Heuer means to me.
Oh, I totally get you, Joe. I mean, Cara Delevingne is a successful supermodel and there's no denying her appeal. But it seemed like a departure from TAG Heuer's strong motorsport and sport background that resonated with us. I think that's where we start to see one of the first cracks appearing, the disconnect between how enthusiasts perceive TAG Heuer and their recent marketing campaigns.
Absolutely. It seems that TAG Heuer has shifted towards a more broader audience, aiming to attract everyone who wants to wear a watch. They now utilize brand ambassadors who are more connected to a general hip and cool lifestyle like Cara Delevingne, for example.
And while it's understandable for TAG Heuer to want to profit and reach a wider market, it's important to consider the long-term consequences. By shifting away from their motorsport route and appealing to a larger group, they risk losing their core fans, the very people who have been their dedicated supporters.
Yeah, sadly that's how it is, and that's the challenge they face. By diluting their brand image and straying from their roots, TAG Heuer might inadvertently alienate the enthusiasts who have been their loyal customers. It's a delicate balance to strike between expanding their reach and staying true to their core identity.
I couldn't agree more. It's crucial for TAG Heuer to find a way to reconnect with their dedicated fanbase, while still attracting new audiences. Only then can they regain their foothold in the watch market and recapture the essence that made them so special in the first place.
Another significant factor contributing to their downward market share is TAG Heuer's identity dystopia.
Ah, yes, this is an interesting point to discuss. You know, there's now a general perception of TAG Heuer's different brand identities.
Right, Joel? We all have different personas depending on the situation or people we're with, but usually there's a common thread that ties them together. However, when it comes to TAG Heuer, it seems like their various brand personas don't really mesh well.
Exactly. TAG Heuer appears to have three distinct identities and personas. First, there's the Heuer identity, which represents TAG Heuer's rich brand history, heritage, and past achievements. Then there is the TAG or TAG Heuer identity, which seems to embody everything that's currently going wrong with the brand, especially since the TAG Group acquired Heuer during the quartz crisis.
That's spot on. Many people blame the TAG era for allegedly ruining the brand's core values by focusing on more affordable quartz pieces that lack in design and quality. They claim that the focus was solely on quick sales without proper attention to quality issues.
It's an interesting observation. What seems to be happening here is that TAG Heuer has these different identities that don't necessarily align with each other. And if a brand tries to please everyone, they often end up pleasing only a few.
Precisely. It's like the saying goes, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything. But in this case, it's more of an if you stand for everything, you'll fall for everything kind of situation. When TAG Heuer tries to cater to every persona, they risk diluting their brand and failing to resonate with any specific group.
Yeah, right. The lack of a cohesive brand identity can lead to confusion and disconnect among consumers. It becomes challenging to create a strong emotional connection and loyalty if the brand's messaging and direction are scattered.
Indeed, it's crucial for TAG Heuer to find a way to consolidate their brand identities and create a coherent narrative that speaks to their core values, heritage, and future vision.
Well said, Joe. It may be a complex task, but finding that alignment and conveying a clear brand identity can help TAG Heuer regain their position in the watch market and appeal to the right audience.
The watch market sure does work that way. It will be interesting to see how TAG Heuer navigates this identity dystopia and shapes their future direction.
As we continue our discussion on TAG Heuer's challenges, there's a factor that we cannot ignore: the phenomenon of people just love to hate TAG Heuer.
Ah yes, it's an unfortunate reality that people tend to jump on the hate bandwagon, whether it's justified or not. We see it all the time, especially online, where people are quick to criticize and express their disapproval.
Absolutely, Joe. It's almost like a natural human tendency. I remember when I got my first Game Boy and I had to choose between Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle in Pokemon. I knew that many of my friends disliked Bulbasaur, so I felt inclined to jump on that bandwagon and choose Squirtle without really questioning why.
That's a great example, Joel. It goes to show how people often find it easier to agree with a seemingly big and loud group rather than disagree and stand alone, or with only a few supporters. It's a common human behaviour, I guess, and it can extend to many aspects of life, including watches.
Absolutely. When someone is just starting to explore different watch brands, it's easier to adopt the common notion that TAG Heuer is crap instead of taking the time to do their own research and form their own opinions. It's a shortcut that many people take without delving deeper into the nuances.
You're absolutely right. Generalizing something is rarely a good thing. TAG Heuer, like any brand, has many facets. It has a rich history, a great origin story, but also flaws and issues. It's important to acknowledge the different perspectives and experiences of people who have worn and loved their TAG Heuer watches without any issues.
Exactly. While there may be legitimate claims about quality issues that TAG Heuer should address, it's crucial not to disregard the positive experiences and the individual tastes and preferences of consumers. Ultimately, consumers vote with their money, and the designs or concepts that resonate with them will move forward.
That's really common nowadays, but TAG Heuer is still an interesting brand with a lot to offer. They have a great website, an incredible brand history, and they show courage in exploring new territories like their smartwatch collection. Even if it's not something that we personally connect with, we can still appreciate their spirit of innovation.
Well said. At the end of the day, it's important to remember that everyone has their own opinions and preferences when it comes to watches. What matters most is that you wear and enjoy the watch that brings you the most satisfaction.
No doubt, no doubt. The best watch in the world is the one you personally connect with and enjoy wearing the most. Don't let others' opinions diminish the joy you find in your own timepiece.
That's a fantastic sentiment, Joe. So, watch enthusiasts, remember to embrace your own preferences and enjoy the watches that speak to you, regardless of what others may say.
Also, let's not forget that TAG Heuer has been an absolute legend in the watch game, and seeing them face challenges is like watching our favourite superhero stumble. But hey, superheroes always bounce back, right? I truly believe they have the strength and history to overcome this rough patch.
That's right. And throughout this video, we've learned that every brand goes through ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster ride of emotions. As watch enthusiasts, we've got to stick together and support our favorite brands through thick and thin.
Whatever it is though, we can't deny the incredible craftsmanship and passion that goes into making every TAG Heuer timepiece. And that's what makes us love them, struggles and all. We're in it for the long haul.
Want to hear more about watches? Hit the subscribe button below to support the Steady Taker channel and click the notification bell to instantly know about our new videos on luxury watches. We'll see you in the next one.